Motorola has unveiled its latest smartphone in London, the Razr Eye. Google-owned Motorola Mobility partnered with Intel for the first time to create the smartphone aimed at competing with Apple's iPhone 5 and Samsung's Galaxy. Let's get the latest with Mark New, who is joining us live from Silicon Valley. Mark.
Michelle, the Razr Eye is essentially the Droid Razr M, which was launched earlier in the United States this month. But there is one major difference. Instead of using a Qualcomm processor, Motorola is choosing to go with Intel, a company that is still getting its feet wet in the smartphone world. The new Razr Eye takes off with a launch in London.
Say hello to the full-screen phone.
Motorola and Intel representatives tout the product as having a larger screen than the iPhone 5 and being 40% more powerful than the iPhone 4S. It can take 10 photos in under a second and is designed for multitasking. At the heart of the new Razr Eye is an Intel processor, a first for a smartphone outside of the Asia market.
That when you have great silicon and great software coming together with great mobile technology and great design, you create incredible products. Amazing things can happen. And this today is a huge step for both of our companies.
What is important as well is the relationship between Motorola and Google. Now we know that Motorola Mobility is fully owned by Google, and so this relationship is going to be much stronger today and offers an opportunity into the Android ecosystem.
It's no secret that Intel's stronghold, the PC market, has been giving up ground to smartphones and Apple products. And Intel's traditional partner, Microsoft, is so far using Qualcomm chips in its Windows phones. So aligning with Google and Motorola is an opportunity to finally get in on the action.
Yes, they are late to the party to some extent, but they are getting there when it matters and they can make a difference. The big question for me is, from a consumer perspective, how much I value that performance that Intel can bring and the brand that Intel brings.
Milanese says customers tend to value brand over performance. So whether the Intel name brings in more customers will go a long way in determining whether Intel can use that to an advantage in striking deals with vendors. Gartner's Milanese also says regarding performance, battery life is the top priority among customers. Motorola says the Razr Eye allows for 20 hours of mixed usage time. That sounds extraordinary, but it leaves the door wide open for interpretation over what that means. That could be talking on the phone, surfing, or using your camera. It's really up to consumers and review sites to try and check out whether or how it stacks up against the competition. Now, sticking with the issue of battery life in another form, San Francisco has just kicked off EV Week, or Electric Vehicle Week. The idea is to sway more customers and consumers to support electric cars. While progress has been made, many roadblocks still remain.
Start your engines!
In a joint effort by the city, businesses, and nonprofit organizations, the Charge Across Town campaign is focusing on one major goal: decrease the dependency on foreign oil. San Francisco Mayor Ed Lee recently took the leap from gasoline-powered car to the Nissan Leaf, an electric vehicle.
It's a personal contribution to our environment, and there's no more anxiety when you get in and you start figuring out, hey, my driving habits are such that this could be accommodating and contribute to the climate action. So you just got to make that decision.
During the first 6 months of the year, sales of pure electric cars, which run off a battery only, rose 6% from a year earlier to a total of 4,100 cars. But sales of plug-in hybrids, cars powered by battery but also with a gasoline backup, jumped 381% to more than 13,000 cars. Customers are still reluctant to buy a fully electric vehicle, even though the choices are growing from high-end performance to work to daily use.
You know, you get stuck in traffic on the freeway or something and bang, your battery's dead. What do you do?
This brand new RAV4 full electric vehicle has a powertrain made by Tesla and the rest of it by Toyota. Many drivers still have what's called range anxiety. They're worried about getting stuck on the road without any electric power. That's why the new cars have a number of features that help calm those fears. Precise readings that tell you exactly how many miles you have left. Regenerative braking, whereby using your brakes actually helps recharge your battery. The city of San Francisco is also pushing forth with plans to build more charging stations, but electric vehicles need at least several hours for a charge.
The places where public charging makes sense is places where you would spend a few hours, like a shopping center or a sporting event or a movie. That's where it makes sense.
Slowster says there's a great deal of camaraderie among industry competitors. They've come to realize that when one electric vehicle succeeds, it helps all of them. For it's the consumer's mindset that has converted to a new way of thinking. And certainly gone are the days when electric vehicles just kind of puttered along and accelerated at an embarrassing pace. I test drove the RAV4 electric vehicle, and it has a red button that you push that turns it into sport mode, 0 to 60, 7 seconds. Well, customers were impressed too, but they're still afraid to take that leap. One thing is charging stations. You can't just change a gas station into a charging station because you need to charge for at least several hours. But one thing that may help allay fears is the fact that companies like AAA, the Automotive Association, are now offering electric charges in their roadside assistance. So hopefully in the near future, gone will be the days when we'll hear about anxiety over range fears. Michelle.
Thanks very much, Mark.